Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. When I'm reviewing a lot of headphones, I get a lot of people asking questions, a lot of emails. What do you recommend for this price point? What do you recommend for this? But I get a lot of people asking about what do you recommend in the $100, $150 kind of entry-level hi-fi headphone range that I don't need an amp for. So that's what this review is about. This is my pick for the best headphone, $150 or under. And this review really applies to two different headphones. The Grado SR80Is and the Grado SR125Is. If you got $100 to spend, get the 80Is. If you got the about 150, get the 125Is. This really applies to both of those. This is a great pair of headphones. Just like all the reviews I've read, when you pick them up, they don't feel very impressive. You pick them up and you go, just kind of a cheaper vinyl headband, a lot of plastic, a little foam. They don't just exude luxury or anything, but they shouldn't. They really shouldn't at this price point. They do have headphones that go all the way up to $1,700. So this is one of their more affordable headphones. But the money that you're spending here is for sound quality. Since sound quality only. These things, for the money, you cannot beat them. They're 32 ohm, open back design, so people will hear what you're listening to, and you can still hear what's going on around you. I know I don't really like closed back design, so I like to kind of hear what's going on around me. If I'm in my office or something, somebody comes in and asks me a question, I have these on, I can still hear what they're saying and not miss the music. But if you need a closed back headphone, this probably isn't one you want to look for. But anyway, they have they're very light. They're adjustable to your ears. These go up and down. One thing that's great about these is they'll drive and sound like you've got a $300 headphone amp right off of the iPod. So they sound really good right off the iPod. They're going to be very dynamic. They're going to drive the bass, low frequencies really well right off the iPod. I know I've said it in another video, but I still don't recommend using the EQ in the iPod to boost the bass. Just leave it flat. When I tried boosting the bass, I tried several different, the acoustic setting even, and jazz and all that in my iPod Classic. I was getting some bass distortion, and it's very noticeable to me, and I'd prefer, it has good bass by itself. These are pretty strong in the bass. Before I heard them, I didn't think Grados would have very deep bass, but it's deep. It's not going to give you the impact and slam of like the Dre Beats or something, but it's going to be much more accurate. So this is my recommendation for that. Now, one thing to note, they're very light. They pop on like this. They have a heavy cord. This is the SR125Is I've got on here. Nice thick cord. It's thicker than the 80s. The 80s have a little bit lighter weight cord. One thing about them, we've got about a 5-foot cord here. The 125s come with a 1/4 inch only end. If you want to use them on an iPod, you're going to want to get, which Grado also sells, it's about 15 bucks, their adapter. This goes 1/4 inch down to 1/8 inch stereo. So you'll need to get that to use it with an iPod device. You don't want to get that plug that doesn't have the cord in between, because you're going to have about a 5-inch stalk sticking out of the top of your iPod, and that's going to, if you bump it or anything, it's going to damage the headphone out on your iPod. So you want to get the cable to give yourself some slack. It is a pretty heavy cable. The SR80i, if you're using iPod exclusively, SR80i is a great way to go. It's actually terminated to 1/8 inch, and then it comes with an adapter, so you can just plug it right into your iPod device and you're all set to go. You don't need to buy an extra cord for it. One thing I noticed that kind of stands out, a lot of headphones will have what we call microphonics. If you have them on and your clothes brush the cable, you can hear it through the headphone. Grados do not have this. They have this really nice thick cord, rubber coated. They can brush against anything and you're not going to hear it through the headphones. Now, just like any headphone, these do improve a little bit when you hook them up to an external amplifier, a good quality external amp. It's not drastic like some of the more power hungry headphones are. It's slightly better, you know. I think on some of their higher end headphones they'll improve more with a good quality amplifier. These sound pretty good right out of a headphone jack, out of an iPod or a notebook or something like that. So, but as far as sound quality goes, these are great. Very good for the price. Good bass slam, great detail retrieval. They soundstage fairly well. You know, the money is spent on the sound on these, so check them out.